Hi, I'm Kevin and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to try and roast a whole chicken inside my new hot tent. Man, it's cold out here. It is minus 27 in the sun. Nice and sunny, but very cold. 27 Celsius is the high today. So it's pretty cold outside, but it's nice and warm in that new hot tent. That's my new hot tent. I've set it up in my backyard just so I can use it a little bit and get the bugs out and figure out how I can be very efficient with it when I'm camping. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different and try and roast a whole chicken inside that hot tent. I figure if I can cook a whole chicken inside the tent, I should be able to cook almost anything in there. And this is also a bit of a response to a video challenge. About a year ago or more now, probably more, Simon, a Bloke in the Woods, did a video where he cooked a meal in the bush with just 3 ingredients. So this is a bit of a response to that challenge. Simon challenged me, and I haven't gotten around to doing the video. I thought this is a great opportunity. I think Simon did a chicken too, so it's a great base for a 3-ingredient meal. All right, it's cold out here. I can see in the screen that my hat is frosting up. I'm starting to feel some ice on my beard. So let's go into that nice, warm, hot tent and warm up. Nice and warm in here. Let me peel a few layers off. All right, I'm inside the hot tent and it's much nicer in here. It's got to be above 0 with the stove going. I fired it up, burnt some wood, got the chill off the place. Now I'm ready to cook. This is my reflector oven that I often bring on canoe trips. It's great to bake bread in, and today I'm going to try and roast the chicken. In here is my chicken. I have prepared this chicken inside the house and brought it out in a Ziploc bag, and that's probably how I would do things if I was going to go on a camping trip with this, because it's oily and you don't want to get poultry on your hands. And I can certainly wash my hands inside the hot tent, but much easier to do that in the kitchen at home. Prepare the bird, package it up in a plastic bag, and bring it out with you. Great meal for a first night with a bunch of people. So what have I done to prepare the bird? Well, I have washed it inside and out. I have cut off the tips of the wings. I've removed the Y bone. The Y bone is right here, opposite of the neck. And I'm just going to remove that with a knife. Just insert your knife against the bone and cut up, making sure there's no connective tissue holding the bone in place, and then it usually pops right out. Sometimes it breaks like this one did, and then just remove each piece. I should have cut a little bit more at the base of each bone, which makes it easier to cut the chicken afterwards. I've taken off any extra skin and fat near the big opening in the bird, and I've tied my bird up. Tying a bird up is one of the best ways to ensure you get a nice even roasting. Unfortunately, tying up a chicken is a real lost art. I even have a hard time finding butcher twine to do it in my grocery store. It is the best way to ensure that your bird gets a nice even roast. So I highly recommend it, and this is how I do it. We need to find the tail of the bird. Look at the leg end across from the breasts. That's this thing right here. It's also called the Pope's nose. Don't know how it got the name, but make a couple little light incisions and careful not to remove it. You guessed it, grab yourself a length of butcher twine, maybe about 1 meter or a yard, depending on where you live. Give that a cut. You'll have some extra. Next, pull that under the Pope's nose, just like this, and give it a cross. And we're going to pull it over each of the drumsticks and loop underneath each of the drumsticks. This is going to form the main knot that holds the bird together. Now we're going to cross that again and pull each end rather tight. You may have to play with it a little bit to get the knot kind of tight, but what you're doing is pulling the legs in, and notice how I've pulled the string back towards the wings. Okay, it's important that we put the string over the wings like this. Now we're going to flip the bird, and I'm going to tie 2 overhand knots You could do 3. 2 is enough. And pull that tight. But the ends of the wings are still sticking out, so loop over those one more time, tying 2 more knots, and pull that tight again. Now tie 1 more knot to end the process, and then just cut off any excess string, and there is your bird all tied up, ready for roasting. Next, I've got it in this small aluminum roasting pan. I have a larger roasting pan just for chickens with a nice rack so the fat drips and the whole bird roasts, but that won't fit inside my reflector oven. So what I've done is I've got the bird in this small roasting pan, which does fit in the reflector oven, and I've propped it up with some onions, some sliced onions, just to keep the bird off the bottom so it doesn't cook in its own fat. It'll roast more evenly that way. And this is a 3-ingredient challenge, so I've got a chicken and I've got some onions, and so the third ingredient is olive oil, which I've smeared over the bird to help it darken evenly. Now, if this wasn't a 3-ingredient challenge, I'd be shoving some lemons in there, maybe some bay leaf, maybe some rosemary. There'd be salt and pepper as a minimum on top of the bird, maybe other spices. But this is the 3-ingredient challenge. Let's try and keep it simple and see if this bird will cook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this roasting pan with the chicken inside my reflector oven. I shove it right in there, bend the corners in the back so it gets in there nicely. I'm going to bend the aluminum a little bit so it's nice and flush with the opening, and I'm going to turn and place this right up against that hot wood stove. All right, I think this is going to work. Next thing to do is to put some more wood in this fire, get it nice and hot so that that chicken will roast. Hopefully in an hour, hour and a half, I should have a nice, well-roasted chicken. Wish me luck. This is really great. I'm sort of learning through trial and error how to manage the stove and maintain the heat. It is really nice and warm in here. This is really going to work well for me. I'm losing my light though, so let's hope this chicken is ready or close to ready. Ta-da! I think that's going to be perfect. That looks great. I think that's going to be perfect. Okay, I am going to cut into this. That breast is looking perfect. All right, one chicken breast. Let's see how this tastes. It's really nice and juicy. It's cooked all the way through. This looks great. Let's give this a try. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfectly cooked chicken. Beautiful. I was a little bit concerned because the stove is a little bit challenging to regulate. I was worried the temperature might fluctuate too much, but this is excellent. Proof of concept. So this video was partially inspired by a video challenge from Simon Bloke in the Woods. The challenge was make some food with just 3 ingredients. I think I did that. Let's keep the challenge going. I'm not going to name a specific YouTuber. So if you are a YouTuber and you're into winter camping and you've got a hot tent, I'm going to challenge you to make something that is very interesting or creative. You don't have to stick to 3 ingredients, but show me the most interesting, elaborate, creative thing that you can make on a wood stove. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please hit like, share, and subscribe. As always, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.